So, hi everybody, blessed love. I've decided between coming live yesterday and yeah, so between yesterday morning and last night, I decided that I would go live every day on YouTube. Uh, yeah, let's see how that goes. So, morning. So I just went live because we go live on TikTok. I just coming off live from TikTok where we walk and talk in the mornings for our health, physical health, mental health, cardiovascular, and all the benefits that walking has to offer. So we go live on TikTok, and then I say after I go live on TikTok, I will come live on YouTube, right? Um, Because, when you want to, a lot of times you want to start a new habit and it's so difficult. But one of the tips or one of the things that I believe helps you to be able to continue or add a new habit to your routine or your lifestyle is by attaching it to something that is already a part of your routine, something that comes natural. So, for example, let's say I'm already going live on TikTok. If I attach going live on YouTube right after, I'm more likely to get it done because I'm attaching it to a habit that I already am doing. So, for example, if I'm brushing my teeth every day, if I decide that while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm going to walk, I'm more likely to add the walk into my routine because I'm attaching it to something that I'm already doing. Another example, if I know that I use the phone every day, but I want to get in some extra movement into my day, I can decide that whenever I'm on the phone, I can use that time to walk. So I'm attaching it to an activity or a habit or a routine, something that I always do with something that I want to include into my life. So you can think about your life in that way. What habits you want to incorporate or habits you want to incorporate, and how you can use a habit or a routine, an activity that you already are doing, something that you must do, how you can weave it in so that it's something that you will do. I hope that was clear. But yeah, that's kind of like a hack or a tip to get things done that you want to get done. So yeah, so going live on YouTube is one of those things that I am committing to. You notice I'm not using the word try, even though I'm tempted to, because once you say I'm going to try and do it, that means there's room for not doing it because you said try. But when you say I'm committing to doing something, that's totally different. Um, there's a different attitude. There's a different um, purpose in getting it done because you're committing to it. So I'm committing to to going live on YouTube every morning and also to posting more. All right. So I want to use the opportunity, at least for now. When I get into a rhythm, then I'll know, what works, what doesn't work. But right now, I want to use these lives for two things. One, to see if I can answer any comments that, oh, why am I live?
And to the girl who's
Oops. I just look good old wife. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to find the YouTube. Right, so I'm trying to find the comments on this. So basically, I'm going to use the opportunity to look through any comments that you made on the videos, whether the shorts or the long videos, and respond to them on live. And I'll also, if I have any story or insight or life lesson that I want to share, I'll also share that as well. But let's go through the comments. All right. It says, somebody says yummy. I guess when I shared my what I eat in a day. Somebody says, you have a new supporter. Oh, somebody said that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so small and you can't zoom in, so I can't see who wrote that. But all right, somebody asked, what supplements do you take? I don't take supplements. The truth is, whatever the nutrients that you need would be in the food. If it is that you are okay, let me put on the phone. All right, so basically, once you are eating the wide array of what you're supposed to be eating in terms of your it I'm she's I can only speak based on what I am eating. So I'm not talking about this the SAD, the SAD diet. No, I'm speaking about, I'm currently on a raw vegan challenge, so I'll speak specifically towards that. Um, so basically, if I'm eating the various fruits with different colors, the leafy greens. So if I'm eating from the sprouts, the if I'm doing all of that, I should be good, right? Sometimes the body cannot absorb things like B12. You have an absorption problem. You can go and check that out, because sometimes even if you are getting the right amount of certain things, if your body can't absorb it, then there are things like vitamin D production. There are certain things that um, fuel that, just ensuring that you come outside doing certain things. So it's a holistic approach to wellness. So no, I don't take supplements. Supplements, one perspective is that supplements are created because were created because there's a realization that people are not eating. When you eat a diet, especially when you eat a diet of processed foods, soda, sugary drinks, animal meat, dairy, I said that already, all of those things, you're you're lacking in nutrients, of course. They you need to make up for that. But if you are eating whole foods, foods that have not been processed, um, food that are not lost in nutrients because they were not over processed or fried or this or do all of that, then you would have less need for that. Again, I'm just sharing a perspective. Um, Everybody's wellness is unique, so you have to find out, go to your doctor, do your test, and then from your test you can decide the route that you take, right? For me, the route will always be whole foods, plant foods, unless who knows what the future holds. But in this moment, with the knowledge that I have now, this is the route that I want to take. Big up to everybody who joined. I'm just going through all the comments from yesterday, and I'm going to use the lives as an opportunity to kind of answer the comments, and also to share if I have a story with a life lesson or anything that I want to share after. I'll do that. But just going through the comments now and responding. And somebody just asked if I take supplements. So in short, the answer is no, I don't take supplements. And remember to read your ingredients. So basically, I don't take supplements. That's generally. On my healing journey, one of the doctors suggested that I take a B12 supplement. When I looked on the ingredients of the B12 supplement, I had to say, but this don't make no sense. The ingredients had sugar, all sorts of things that just never make sense to me. But there are plant sources for B12. Don't make anybody tell you anything. You know, just have to find them. Yeah. So there are in sprouts, anything that you sprout, say you sprout, you have your sprouts. Those microgreens, those are also good in B12. Yeah, so just do your research, just like anything else. Um, yeah, just do your research. So I had to learn that, and I'm going on that journey now. So basically, yeah, just do your research. Just do your research and read the ingredients. Read the ingredients. Don't make nobody take you for not eat that. Read, read, read. All right. The other question. Let me go through some more questions. All right. You know. Okay. Can hardly see you see my screen to find. All right. All right. Somebody says I just no, but I gave an answer to that. So let me. All right. Somebody says I just watched a video of a lady who was pushing this same diet. She's unalive now. Let me explain. So you know what I on that what I realize. You will see. So there's if I let me give an I could be eating whether plant-based raw vegan and something happens to me and I die. It doesn't necessarily mean that the cause of death, the reason of death is the fact that I was eating that way. Likewise, I could be eating meat and chicken and I die in an accident. It does not mean that it was because I was eating meat and chicken that I died. I died in an accident. So when people who will say to you that somebody died while eating a certain way, that's different from somebody saying somebody died because they ate a certain way. And remember, not because somebody says they're eating a certain way, you have no idea of what their life is. You don't know if they are completely stressed. You don't know if they're in a toxic relationship. You have nothing, you know nothing else about what is happening in that person's life. So to say that that person died without knowing the autopsy or anything like that, to say that person died because of that, you have no idea. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if it is that, let's say that person did die because of that, right? You find one or two cases of those things happening. And whenever somebody eats a certain way, and because you want to bring that point across, you say, yo, I saw a video. You notice you say a video, or yeah, because I only what you see, right? But you stick to or two, the one or two where you see, you stick to and you cling to that because you want a reason to say, um, I don't want to change my diet because I saw one or two person that died because of that. When if you were to really look at it, there are millions of persons dying every year from eating the way that you are probably eating. But you don't call out, you don't talk about, you don't point out the millions. Because if you were to point out the billions, you would have stopped now. So you are able to point out the one or two because it's so few. Yeah? But millions are dying from the way you are eating. The sad diet, the standard American diet, or in our case, the standard Jamaican diet. And you don't see a problem with that. Millions versus the one or two. So, so you are okay with the millions dying from eating the fried foods, the processed foods, the sugary drinks, the soda, the alcohol, all of that. From diseases that are linked to eating that way, whether it's stroke, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, whatever it is. Yeah, the millions, with versus the one or two that you can point to and say, oh, I saw a lady. I saw a lady that died with, if you, I see millions died, like, I know millions, right? Died Well, I don't know millions, but the stats show that millions die each year from NCDs, yeah, non-communicable diseases. So diseases linked to your lifestyle or you eat, that sort of thing. So, so when you ask the question, I want you to ask yourself, all right, this is one or two persons. Yeah, this is just one or two persons compared to billions. All right, think about that before you ask me, before you tell me that you saw one person who died from it, and not even analyzing that, being specific to that person's situation. Again, it could have been stress. It could have been stress that killed that person or prolonged that person's. It could be anything else. It could be toxic relationship. It could be the environment that they're in. It could be that even though they're eating correctly, they're doing other things that are. All right, let me give you an example. I was eating what I would say is, well, based on the knowledge that I have at the time, I was eating a particular way. I would have said it's good, but I was dyeing my hair red. So that was toxic on my head. So what other toxic things are you doing same way, even though you're eating good? So everything, health is and wellness is holistic. Yeah. So just to put that perspective across, um, that millions are dying from the way that you are eating, but you want to point on the one or two that you see that died, and you have no idea if it's what they ate. Remember, the stats for the millions is proven. They do. That's how the stats come. But the one or two that you see that died, if you go on the internet now and you ask anybody know somebody that died from a stroke, heart attack, cancer, whatever, many, everybody knows somebody will die from one of them something there, or somebody will have diabetes. Everybody knows somebody like that. Yeah, somebody will have, and even some illnesses that they're living with, or what are symptoms that they're living with, that maybe it's not killing them right now, but it makes their life, makes living challenging, harder, whether it's because they have to endure pain, whatever it is, and those things that are linked to their eating habits or what they eat, compared to if you said anybody knows anybody who died because they were eating fruits and vegetables. What a difference that would be. Because not while they were eating, but because they were eating. Two different things. Yeah. How many persons know somebody who died because they were eating fruits and vegetables, not while they were eating fruits and vegetables? Hardly anybody know. And again, social media is such as, there are so many things that come on social media, fake news, fake this, fake that, things to push a particular agenda and stuff like that as well. So when you say that a lady, whatever, did that really happen? Is that really true? Yeah. I saw something online yesterday about some new rules that YouTube have. When I check it out, that was not the case, or the way that it was presented had a totally different meaning. So you have to verify. You have to use your. You can't just take everything you sip on social media. Use your common sense. Yeah, use your common sense. Research. Yeah, use your common sense and research, because at the end of the day, yeah, even I know that you don't want to change how you eat, and that's fine. But not because you don't want to change how you eat means that you mustn't use your common sense. Use your common sense. If millions are dying because of something and one or two are dying because of something else, wouldn't you wouldn't you take the one or two over the millions? Because the millions show that that is more likely to happen to you if you continue on the path that you are on. But anyway, that was one of the question. Not well, the question statement. Um, Let me go look on other comments. Um, Let me check. Trying to. There were some plans I didn't know. Okay. All right. Still trying to. All right. Somebody says that I am rich because of the foods that I buy. I'm not going to say I'm poor because I want to speak all the positive things in my life. So yes, I'm rich, but more than that, it's not. I'm not gonna speak down on it. I want that is what I want for myself. I'm going to accept those words. I'm going to accept those words. But what it really is, it's priority. Um, I'm not saying that people should not do these things. I'm saying that I've prioritized eating the way that I eat. So even if it costs more money, I'm okay with that because this is I've committed to living well, eating the best foods, right? I make a commitment to do that. And for me, the best foods are the fruits, the vegetables, the whole foods, right? So I'm committing to that. As a result of my commitment, that means I have to prioritize that. So there are certain things I don't I don't do my nails. Yeah, but you may do your nails, as a woman. I don't do my hair. Head wrap me say. Right? So the money where you take for do your hair or for buy hair, for do nails, for do your me soap my foot, but I'm not saying that I would not go get a pedicure or anything like that, but it's not something that is everyday thing. Yeah, I don't do that. So I don't have a child, so I don't have to pay a school fee. None of those things. So basically, I have prioritized making sure that whatever I put in my body is the best. I don't care. I don't care, right? Because it's a priority for me. Yeah, it's a priority for me to eat the best food. Yeah, that is a priority for me. And for best, I mean the healthiest, whole foods, as much as possible for it to be um, organic, as much as possible, all of that. Yeah, I prioritize that. So, yeah, so maybe you spending a lot of money elsewhere, but I choose to spend it in this way. So yeah, and you invest now, so you pay the farm now, FARM, or you pay the pharmacy later. And as somebody who is on a healing journey, I can tell you, you don't want to pay the pharmacy, right? You don't want to pay the doctor because the bill them expensive. So you want to buy, you want to go up on the farm and buy some food, eh? Go to the market, go wherever. Yeah, whatever is more convenient for you, right? Because I can't get to go to the market, but I go to the fruit store, which is more money, but it's more convenient for me. It's close by and everything. So I choose to do that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm rich. We're rich. We're glad to be rich. If it's that what is rich is, if rich is buying the best foods to put in your body, if that's what rich is, I am rich. Yeah. I'm gonna want to get richer. Cause there are other things I'm gonna want when I not buy. So yeah. All right. So there are more questions, but let me go into now. I want to share a story. So tomorrow I can go through some more comments, questions that you ask, all of that. Wait, let me see. if there's any question on the screen that I can see. Hey, hey, hey. Um, all right, I can't see that. So what I want you to do, any question or comments that you have when I when the live ends, if you can write those comments on the in the comment section, I would appreciate that. Because I believe that when the live ends, everything that you wrote during the live disappeared. I believe so. So if you can, I would appreciate if you can comment on the video on the live after it's uploaded, after this has ended and uploaded. So I have a story to share. So years ago, I was going to this gym. It wasn't on the ground floor, it was either the middle or the top floor. um, so I was going to this gym, and I noticed, so there was the gym, and then this somewhere else there was a Western Union, and then there was a clothing store. But every time I would pass the clothing store, I would say, and I look and I see the kind of stuff that they have in there. I go in there and I look and I say, I wonder, like for years, years, I would say, I wonder how this um store stay in business, because you might find one or two stuff in there, but for the most part the things look outdated, them not look good. They're not timeless pieces or even trendy pieces, so they're not working with the trends and they're not working with the timeless pieces. Them just look outdated, them never look good, like for the most part. Yes, as I say, you can find one or two things, but that would not be enough to sustain a store staying in business for so many years. Yeah, remember, them a pay rent for be on the plaza, or yeah, them a pay rent. Them have light, what, everything that it take for run a business, right? For those who run business, say you have your expenses, then probably I pay people for work, customer care person for work in there and all of that. So I'm saying to myself, oh, me mean for years, right? One day though, maybe one day though, I'm passing and I see a sign that says closing down sale. And yeah, me love when me see the word sale, me I go inside, because as I said, they would have one or two pieces. So me I hope some I can find a one or two piece. But I was also interested in how after so many years, like, cause from a little the store there, till me a good enough age. So I go in there, but a part of me wanted to know, why is the store closing down? So I, going through, and then when I reached the cashier, like I said to her, why are you I actually asked, why are you closing down? I don't know if it was her store, if she was the owner, or if she was just working there. And she said, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me. She said they're closing down because from the Western Union moved from beside them upstairs, because the Western Union moved downstairs, right? So they moved from upstairs to downstairs, and she said from the Western Union moved from beside them to downstairs. They're not getting any sales or enough sales anymore to sustain the business. Yeah, I hope if I not get what I just say, I got tell you now what I get from it. But I just say from the Western Union moved from beside them, they were no longer getting enough sales to sustain them. All right, for those who it fly over them head and them not understand what I just say, let me let me let me let me let me break it down. A lot of us have people in our lives. A lot of us are considering ourselves a one-man show or self-made. I am the reason. It's nobody never. It's me make me make it. And me make me reach where me reach. Nobody never help me. Nobody never do that. Because you are discounting the Western Union in your life. You are discounting that yes, you put in the work. Yes, you built a store. Yes, you bought the goods and you did all of that. But sometimes you are where you are because you had a Western Union in your life. All right, you still not get it. Let me tell you what happened. Western Union, especially in Jamaica, a lot of people go to the Western Union to collect remittances, right? So when you go to the Western Union and you leave with your money, you have the money in your hand. So when you pass a store, the happy feeling the way you have the end, what them call it, endorphin or whatever, because you get the money, you just collect your money. You say, make me go into that store then. And what would happen is, because the Western Union is there, the people would go in there, get their money, and as them get their money and pass in the store, them say, I'm going to the store. So they would buy something. And that was what was sustaining the business. Sometimes you are being sustained because of your proximity to somebody. Yeah? Sometimes there's a Western Union in your life. Yeah, you think that you are self made, but there was a Western Union in your life that if they move, if they're no longer in your life, you will see the impact. Sometimes it's not till the Western Union move from your life that you realize the impact that they were having on your life. Yeah, your proximity sometimes to certain people has been very beneficial and impactful to your success. Just the proximity, just because, yeah, somebody might say, oh yeah man, I'm going to do this for you. They might not tell you, but they might say, oh, I see her close with this person, I'm gonna do it for her because I rate that person there. Yeah. So one, I want you to be grateful for the Western Unions in your life. I want you to sit down and say, who could be a Western Union in my life? Whose relationship, because I am close with them, or I am in proximity with them, that opportunities have opened for me. Even that opportunities have opened for me, that life has been better for me because they have been. And it take introspection and reflection, because sometimes I want to feel say a we, yeah, a me, right? But I want you to write down who the Western Unions in your life are, and I want you to make a concerted effort to thank them, to be grateful for them, to say, hey, thank you for being in my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah? I see you. I see the impact that you have had on my life, and I am grateful for it. Yeah? And then I want you to write, whose life are you the Western Unions for? And then I want you to evaluate those relationships. Because yes, we will be the Western Union in some people's lives, and we will also be the clothing store in some people's lives. Yeah, but what kind of clothing store will you be? Be the clothing store that understands the importance and the impact of the Western Union and make an effort to say thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, as a Western Union in somebody's life, ensure that you choose the relationships that you choose, because you cannot always be the beneficiary. Sometimes you have to be also helping others, right? But you can choose who you help. Yeah, what kind of attitude do they have? Yeah, what kind of, and you evaluate those as well. right? Who can you mentor? You know, that sort of thing. So just sharing that as we go about our relationships, to remember that there is somebody who is the Western Union in our life, and there is somebody who are the clothing store in our life. And there are many. There may be many Western Unions, there may be many clothing stores. For the Western Unions, though, be grateful. Be so grateful. And for the clothing stores that you have decided to help and mentor, also be grateful, because as you teach, you learn. As you teach, you learn. Yeah. And the good in you will bring good to you. So the good in me brings good to me. That's all. That's that's a belief. The good in me brings good. The good in me brings good to me. So I wanted to share that story. It's a story that I share with people who I'm close to, friends. I've shared it with friends, because I think a lot of times whenever I hear somebody say, "I do it by myself, myself made," that is not true. Could never be true. There is somebody that spoke a good word for you. There's somebody in your life who sometimes you have no idea that spoke, that advocated on your behalf, even though you were not present or in the room, but you had no idea. There's somebody who said yes to you, who gave you a chance because they know somebody that you are friends with. So they never did it for you, they did it for the friend. Yeah, so proximity, right? Yeah, so just sharing that, I think. And even if you and somebody don't talk anymore for whatever reason, whether it's because they're not close anymore, when they're not in close proximity anymore, whatever it is, look back in your life. Look in your present and look back in your life to see who have been a Western Union in your life. And even if you don't talk anymore, you can say thank you. Even if you don't even want to talk to that person anymore, say thank you. Say I appreciate when you did do that for me. Thank you. Thank you. It not gonna hurt you. Saying thanks and being grateful and showing appreciation. Yeah, not gonna hurt you. It's gonna benefit you. Yeah. So just sharing that. Remember that no man is an island, no woman is an island, and just to appreciate the Western Unions in your life. Because without them, you would have shut down a long time. You'd have closing down still a long time. But just their presence beside you fueled your business. Yeah? You did profitable. I did things that because you buy good stuff make it profitable. No, not because you buy good stuff make it profitable. Your things them never look good. But you were beside somebody who was helping you indirectly just by being beside you. Yeah? Some of us because things happening for us, we lose sight of why this a happen. Yeah, we think say, yeah man, why it a happen. We never know, say, because you did there beside me why it happened. So think about relationships. You have some persons who it would seem as if because they are entity, it would seem as if I am flourishing, I'm successful, I'm all of that. Right? It would seem that way. But they discount the presence of their partner and what their partner is doing just by their presence, by being there, the little things that they do, and how that contributed to them flourishing. So them say, we can't do it without you. We can't do it without you. We don't need you. But there is essence in that situation. There's essence in my presence and legacy in my absence. Yeah. So basically, the impact that that person has or had Sometimes you don't see it until they're no longer there. So I am just sharing that story for you to not wait until the person is no longer there. Yeah? For you to appreciate them. Appreciate love them. Yeah, for you to appreciate love them. No. For you to show gratitude. No. Yeah? So that is my story this morning. When I share stories, I like to share a moral behind it, or a meaning, or a life lesson, something that we can use and remember. Yeah, so that is it. Um, I'll see you tomorrow again, where I will answer or speak to some more YouTube comments. So keep commenting, keep asking questions, and I'll come live in the mornings to address some of the questions. I mean, some of them I'm still going to do videos separately and post to answer some frequently asked questions and stuff. But I'll come and I'll answer some questions, comment on some questions or concerns, and I'll also probably share a story with a deeper meaning or a life lesson or a tip or something. So thank you so much for joining me this morning, and remember to comment when I am going to upload this live after it's finished. Remember to leave a comment, because anything that you commented while the live was going on will not be there after. So just leave a comment, watch the videos for the next 6 months, from now until February. I'll be posting more, and I'll be posting more for sure. The Nature Cures podcast season 2, I'll be in recordings July and August, and season 2 will launch September 7th, and it will run from September to December. So look out for that. Look out for Nature Cure Season 2 podcast. Look out for more posts on YouTube. So remember to comment, share the posts and stuff like that. And also look out for the Radical Self Love Retreat that will be happening in Jamaica in 2026. Save your money. Start save your money. Yeah. So blessed love. I'm wishing for you a productive, a purposeful, and profitable day. Profit not only in money, but in wisdom, in happiness, in love. Yeah. So, profitable day. Productive, purposeful, and profitable day. Blessed love. How do I end?